In this video, I'm going to flip through my Erin Condren Monthly Planner for the month of February and talk about how I used it, what I liked, and what I might change, and how I plan to use it going forward. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be right back. Hi, my name is Kristen. Welcome to my channel. I post functional planning videos 3 times a week, and I'm super glad you're here. So this is my monthly planner, and if you're new here, I'll just kind of give you an overview. I am trying to only use a monthly planner and not use a weekly layout, but I am doing weekly planning on the notes pages. So let's go to February, and here is my monthly spread. I think it looks mostly the same as it did in the Plan With Me when I set it up. I'm not sure. I know I moved around some things because I decided to stop doing groceries on Mondays. And I'm not sure. I mean, I checked off some of the bills and the savings, or all of the bills and the savings. And oh, I did move. Here we go. So I did move the birthdays. I had them on the specific days that they fell on, but I thought that looked a little too cluttered, especially because the balloon stickers that I have are kind of big for what I was doing. And so instead I moved it over to the sidebar, and I think that makes more sense. And somebody commented this as well, that when you're purchasing birthday cards or whatever, it's easier to just have a list instead of having to scan through the whole calendar. So I thought that was pretty good. And I think I added this little sticky note sticker that is a printable from Plan So Cute. I was reorganizing my reusable sticker album and consolidating all of my extra stickers onto pages that are specific to the monthly color. So like all of the pink stickers are together, and this was too big to fit on that spread. I had like completely filled up the 2 pages. So I went ahead and used this bigger sticker here as kind of like a next month, like what's going on next month. And I don't know, it's not really all that functional. I didn't really use it, but it is nice, I guess, like to see that. I do like these stickers, and I will probably print out another sheet of these soon, if, you know, when I need some larger stickers, once I work through some of my like Erin Condren larger stickers, because I do kind of like the idea of having a little special call out box here. I think I would put one on there at the beginning of the month if I had one that matched, and then just leave it empty, and then I can use it throughout the month if something comes up that I want to remember or whatever. I just think it looks cute. And what else? So I still feel like these scripts are a little bit too big, but I made like 6 months worth, and so I'm going to use them instead of wasting them. And yeah, this was good. I like how calm it is, how it's not just like in your face with tons of stickers. I really like that. And I like having the little checklist here of some of the most important things I want to do in like a monthly reset from like a planning point of view. I like having a place to visually see if I've done that yet. So that is how I used my monthly spread. Let's go to the dashboard. I keep a little thing that says to do here. This is from the Erin Condren productivity tab set. There's 3 that come in the set. I keep the one that says to do here, even though it doesn't match, because I like to be able to easily flip to this page because it has a lot of my tasks and things on it. And I didn't do anything here, which is kind of weird. I guess because we were on, we went on a trip this week. So like the couple of days before that, like the week before that was making sure all my content was ready for while we were gone. And then just obviously like packing and cleaning out the fridge and stuff like that. And so I didn't do a lot of the other stuff. Like I just didn't have like the mental energy to plan my garden, for example. After we got back from the trip, I was just exhausted. Like I didn't do much. Like I ended up not having a plan with me for that following week, which I really always try to have one. I just couldn't do it. It was a lot, and that was a learning experience that I need to maybe not plan to just hit the ground running as soon as I get back from vacation. So anyway, there wasn't a lot that got done. I mean, I didn't have a lot on here, and none of this stuff was very like vital to running my household or my life or anything like that. So yeah, it's kind of disheartening sometimes to see not having things checked off that you planned to do or wanted to do. But I think it is also good to like reflect on that and understand maybe why you didn't do it. And for me, it was just an energy thing. Just didn't have the energy in me to do it. And then I talked about this in my goals, like monthly reflection video, if you want to hear some more on that. But I just wasn't feeling inspired for the creativity, and then I just keep hitting walls with this gallery wall project. This spot here I used as like a checklist for our vacation, just some little odds and ends I needed to finish up before going, like getting the apps I needed. And this was for checking the weather. And I had started putting the weather forecast in, but then it was too early. And so I don't know if you can see this, but I whited it all out because the forecast completely changed. And so checking the weather, I don't know, like you got to know the weather because you need to know what to pack for, but the weather drastically changed. So like at first when I started writing here, it was supposed to be snowy, but then by the time that week came, it was sunny and mostly very nice weather. So I don't know. I just whited it all out and then just kind of gave up on the weather thing. Here I didn't check off, but I did buy coats and gather all our cold gear. This was just because I had this little monthly calendar that came from an Erin Condren little like mini calendar sticker set, and it's dated for 2023. So, I mean, I wasn't gonna use it after February of 2023. So I just stuck it on here and then highlighted the dates that we were going on the trip, just because, I don't know. Didn't end up using this box where I had written, or I had reserved this box to write down any notes for school, but nothing came up. So, I mean, it just didn't get used. In hindsight, I could use that box for something different because you see I have all this blank space on the checklist page. So like if there ever were some notes that come up for school, I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna have space for them. So if I could think of another use for the box, I could use it for something else, because if it frequently goes underutilized, I should probably consider thinking of something different use for it. Here's my goals checklist, and I went through and did all these things. The glasses are on order. They just haven't arrived yet, but we'll talk about those when they come in because I'm excited for them. All right, so let's move on to the weekly spreads. This was an interesting month because I tried some very different things, so we'll get to that in a second. This was kind of inspired by the compact vertical, where we have like a square of different task lists, because this week was going to be very task-based and not, I didn't have many appointments. I had the one appointment on Saturday and one on Thursday, but everything else was just to-do tasks. And so I did it this way, and I liked how like clean it was, but I'm kind of not liking breaking up my main weekly to-do list into the days, because I don't know, it's like disjointed to me. Like I just want to see like a whole list, I think, and then if there's something that needs to be done specifically that like on a certain day, like for example, this tennis, this did get done that day, and for some reason I didn't mark it off, but like I usually pay for my son's tennis lessons on a Monday, and so I want to know that, hey, on Monday I need to make sure that gets done, right? Most of my other tasks aren't day specific. I was putting the stuff related to my content in here, and I have since come up with a better solution for that. And so I don't really need to write that in on a task list anymore. And then I put all my cleaning, my recurring cleaning tasks, those go in my Google Calendar or my Google Tasks, which links to my Google Calendar. I get a notification on my phone. I can check it off, or if I don't do it, it stays like on my notifications and it'll let me know tomorrow, hey, you forgot to clean the kitchen yesterday, or whatever it is, right? And for me, that works out better than having it on a piece of paper. It just does, and I'm still kind of working through why, because I think it's important to understand why things work and why things don't work, so that you can like build the best system for you and your own brain. But for whatever reason, having all my cleaning tasks on my phone works way better than writing them down. So I'm gonna keep doing that, but I also wanna keep figuring out what it is that makes that work, so I can like try to utilize that more. So anyway, so this here was a list of the videos, because sometimes I forget like which video is coming out on which day, and it is nice to have like a little reference without having to like open my Google Calendar or open my YouTube studio and like look at the date. It's just nice to have it like right there. And I have a different way to do this, as well as the tasks that have to go with my content. And that is not gonna show up until, like I have this printable sticky note that I kind of designed this YouTube task list on, and I've actually since changed it. And so in March, you'll see that. But it does save some space, and it takes out these like recurring content tasks from my list. So overall, I like not having as many stickers as I had in previous months. And I think what I don't like, and this is something I learned on both of these, I like the highlighter, but I don't really like having the monochrome color on it. Even though I really like the concept of it, I think it just does something to it blends together, I think. And so my eye doesn't go to the date. Because it's just like a block of color. I think I need more contrast, I think. So this week I had, it's actually 2 weeks. So this was the week we were traveling. We had that trip, and it was like, it straddled over 2 weeks. And so since I knew I wasn't gonna be doing a lot, obviously half that time we were gonna be gone. And then the other half of the time, it was just gonna be very basic to-do list things. I just wanted to know what video was going live and what we were having for dinner, essentially, and then if there were any events other than the vacation. And so I made this little 2-week grid here that had 6 spots for each day of the week, the weekend being combined in its own square. I liked this. This was a nice overview. I could see doing this again if I had something like this where I knew I wasn't going to be looking at my planner. I don't bring my planner on vacation, so it worked for me. I like it, and I would do it again. I would change the way I did the highlighting, but I like the layout. I like the spread. I like that it's 2 weeks on one, and that's what I needed that time. And I liked that I'm able to do that. I'm able to figure out what is gonna work for me, and I'm not stuck with a layout that works 1 week but not another. And I don't know, I like it. I'm still loving making my own layouts instead of relying on one that is pre-printed. It's still working for me. I'm still loving it. I don't foresee changing that anytime soon. This was just a task list, and it was just a basic to-do list, and I had left enough space. At first I had a sticky note here for my content, but I had since moved it, because that's the point of it, is it's a checklist that's movable from week to week. So now I had some blank space here, and then I just used this little mini calendar to start marking off the days, and that moves from week to week as well, but it just didn't make it to the next week. So this is the last week in February that is behind the February tab, And this was not something that you have seen before, because this was the week that I didn't film the Plan With Me, because I just didn't have the energy to deal with it. And this is also the week, it was after getting my order from Erin Condren that had all of the new like washi tapes, and when the new notebooks came out, I placed an order and bought a bunch of the accessories that came with that release, including the gel pens and the new focused line dual tip markers, and then both sets of the washi. There's another video about that, but I'm not impressed with those things. And this has to do with why I didn't like using my planner that week. First of all, I don't like these colorful dots as a checklist. You can't really see if you've checked them off. Like it's too hard to see. And so there are other options for checklists from those two sets. But really I can't see using these. And then this gold one is the better of the three. However, the other problem with these, the major problem with these, which has ultimately led me to not recommend these as a purchase, is that you can't write on them. They smear. You can see here, okay, it's a gel pen. That's my own fault, I guess. Everybody knows gel pens smear, but that's how bad it smears. However, I tried writing on it with the Erin Condren pens, and that also smears. So not really great. I don't understand how these made it past whatever like product testing they do. I don't get it. I'm gonna go into that in another video, and I don't know if that video is gonna go live before this one. Either way, I'll try to link it here. If not, it'll be in the Erin Condren haul playlist, where I'm gonna talk about more about why I don't like them, but ultimately this didn't work out. Basically what happened was I was trying to use all of the new products to make my spread, and it just ended up being kind of a dud, and I don't like it. I did the same layout as this one, except I separated the days, except I separated the weekend days because we have a event on Saturday, and I don't know, it just didn't do it for me, and I'm probably not gonna use these products ever again. I can't really think of a reason why. And then this page is just blank because there was nothing to put there. Once it would have been week 6, week 7, week 8 over here, but since I combined those 2 weeks, I had a blank page. So what I typically do is I reserve the first 4 pages after the dashboard spread for my weekly spreads. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages to use for whatever. And then the last page I reserve for my monthly review. So I went to this first page. I needed a notes page for something, which is really just when I was playing Minecraft, I was making a list of all the things I wanted to do, and just like quick notes. So this isn't pretty. I didn't decorate it. It was literally just I needed a piece of paper to write on, and my planner was there, and that's what it's for. And I didn't need to make it all pretty just to make a list, you know? And so I did that, and I've been using that this whole month. Every time I play Minecraft, I reference this page to see what it is I need to do next in my little world. So this page I didn't end up using for anything, and then these 2 pages I didn't end up using for anything. And sometimes that's gonna happen where you don't have anything on a page, and that's fine. And then I did my monthly reflection here. I like how it turned out. This works for me, and I'm gonna keep doing that. So that is how I used my planner in the month of February. I can go back here into my notes section and show you I have filled out. This was a Formula 1 schedule that I made and printed on some sticker paper. And at the time, I didn't have the times in my time zone of the races, so I have since filled that in, and this is helpful. I referenced this. I referenced it whenever I did my monthly spread for March, because Formula 1 season starts in March. So And I have been using my reading log as well. So definitely utilizing this, and these pages I haven't filled out. And oh, I put a whole house cleaning checklist back here in this section. This came from the Passionate Penny Pincher Planner. I have the digital version of that, and so I printed out the page from that planner that has like your quarterly house cleaning tasks, what they recommend you do. I printed that on sticker paper and cut it to fit here. And then I just like whited out the things that don't apply to my family. And we're going into March, so that starts here. So I don't actually have anything checked off from January and February yet, but it's in here. Maybe I can spread these out on the weeks that those things don't apply to my family. But that is just another idea for how to use a notes page, and that's another notes page I had set up in the month of February. So I think that's it for how I've been using my planner. Let's see, I'm just kind of looking back here. I am still using the pocket to hold the stickers I'm using. I am using this dashboard to hold my printable sticky notes. That's really been helpful. And I haven't really been reaching for these sticky notes back here because I have the ones that are on my cover on this side. And so because my planner is so chunky now, like this, I have been considering taking that out since I feel like I'm not using it. But since my planner sits on my desk open, it doesn't really matter how chunky it is. So overall, the monthly planner as a weekly planner is still working out really well for me. I anticipate continuing doing like my week on one page task list situation going forward. There's nothing I would change other than some, you know, aesthetic things, I guess. And I am having fun coming up with different layouts as well. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please consider subscribing. I do post functional planning videos on my channel 3 times a week, and I would love it if I could see you in the next one. Okay, bye.